Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Charles, and I welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and when we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today we got some more that we want to cover on this story here. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure you go and like the video and subscribe to the channel. Anyway, as all of you know, this Ime Udoka story has taken the sports world by storm. Ever since this story broke, everyone and their grandmother have been giving their 2 cents on it. Even my mom has been texting me, hey, what's going on with this story? Blah, 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 what's all about, blah, blah, blah. Everybody's been talking about it, right? Talking to my mom, talking to my wife, everyone is talking about it, right? Now, there's been one particular person, however, that has been very, very vocal on this issue, and that person has been Malika Andrews. The only problem is she's been fighting this battle, a battle, with herself. And her latest target, because the first one was Stephen A. Smith on ESPN First Take on his own show, basically trying to sun him on his own show and talk to him like as if she's talking to one of her little nephews or like her little son or something like that, which I thought was absolutely disgusting. But the latest person now was Kendrick Perkins. Now, recently, she invited Kendrick Perkins on the show to give his views on the Ime Udoka story. And she gave the backdrop. And then after he finished talking, she proceeded to respond to him and subsequently kick him off the show. So for those of you who missed the exchange between Malika Andrews and Kendrick Perkins on ESPN, we want to play it for you guys, and then we're going to come back and react to it. So take a listen to this exchange here.
I want to bring in our NBA analyst, Kendrick Perkins, into this conversation because, Perk, you played for the Celtics organization. What were your thoughts on this message here?
Well, one, to me, I didn't like Brad comments on this, and let me explain why. Not the fact that he was taking up and protecting the women in the organization, but, you know, he said about the speculations and the Twitter BS and things to that nature, and how unfair it was to the women in the organization that is not involved with this particular situation. And I get that, right? But why is it speculations? It's speculations because of the reports that were put out by the actual Boston Celtics. So they didn't do a great job from the jump of actually protecting the women in their organization, because knowing that they were going to sit up here and give out this information and go out here and suspend Ime Udoka and talk about, just give a little details, is going to have people speculating. And in my eyes, I feel like the Boston Celtics dropped the ball not only in protecting their entire franchise, but in protecting the women as well. They should have made sure that they crossed their T's and dotted their I's before they put this information out. And I get it. Now we're to this point, and now he had to go on here and he had to say this and he had to say that to protect those innocent women. But at the end of the day, man, it just ain't right how they went about it. The word accountability, okay? Accountability doesn't just go to Ime Udoka, okay? Accountability goes to the other people that played a part in that as well. Let me tell you another thing I didn't like about my good friend Wick Grossbeck and Brad Stevens in this press conference when they asked, is anybody else going to be punished? And they said no. And my whole thing is this, right? These are some of the facts that have been out. These are some facts that I know that, you know, this relationship, one of these relationships that was had with Ime Udoka and one of these women, it was consensual, meaning that this woman actually played a part in it too. So my thing is, yes, Ime Udoka was wrong. We get that. His punishment, he deserved that, and whatever else follows, I hate it for him, but he put himself in this position. But why are the other people getting left off the hook?
Well,
that's the problem that I have right now. Everybody got to be held accountable.
I think that we need to circle back to what Shanae said, is that there was an investigation that was conducted by an independent law firm here, and I think that transparency is what will rule the day here. And so without having all of the information, it is unfair and irresponsible of us to go and to speculate on that, because what we have to...
Well, I'm not speculating. Sure. I have the information. I'm not speculating.
But what we have to go with here is the fact that an independent law firm came in, did this investigation, and the facts that they were presented, they came to the conclusion that Ime Udoka violated a policy that warranted a 1-year suspension. And I share your frustration with the lack of transparency while understanding that there is some things that they need to, from a legal perspective, keep private. But knowing all of that, understanding all of that, we have to come to a conclusion that whatever rule, the conduct that was broken on one side, it is not the same on the other side. I thank you for your perspective.
So for those of you wondering if she kicked him off his show, when she said thank you for your views, he was up out of there. She absolutely kicked him off the show. First of all, let me say this. Malika Andrews is just up there talking, man. She's just up there fighting with herself, just up there talking, in my opinion. Nothing of anything she said made any sense. It was just a bunch of virtue signaling, in my opinion. I don't even understand the point she was trying to address. I don't even get it. Stephen A. Smith said, fire him or keep it in-house. That's his only point, folks. That's all, folks. That was his only point. That's Stephen A. Smith. Kendrick Perkins said that he agrees that Ime Udoka put himself in that position and he deserves everything that comes to him. But he said all the involved parties that were consensual should be held accountable. He spoke plain English. He wasn't speaking the Queen's English. He wasn't speaking Shakespeare's English. He spoke plain English. Everyone with comprehension skills could understand what he said. She's there saying it's gross for people to make speculations about the woman's name. Well, Malika, the reason people are making speculations is because the Boston Celtics did not reveal all of the involved parties, and therefore people will make speculations. Do you know why? Because it's the world we live in, which is one of the reasons I asked in the other video, what world do you live in? Like, where do we live? Who is surprised about this? Forget about the Ime Udoka story. If any story breaks with multiple parties involved, people are gonna want to know who those people are. It isn't unique to this particular situation there. I think it's important that we crystallize that point right there, so we understand that. Now, she was talking about people being thrown under the bus. If you notice, she had no problem with Ime Udoka's name being thrown out there. Was Ime Udoka the only one involved in the situation? No. So why are you totally fine with him? Why are you okay with him, his name being out there? Her only issue, her only fight was to come to the defense of women that nobody's attacking. No one. She's up there fighting a battle all by herself. And if the shoe were on the other foot, and if it was a female head coach instead, do you honestly believe that Malika Andrews will be up here saying that? We got to keep those men identity secret. Hell no. I'll bet you everything in my bank account right now that she would not be saying that. She wouldn't be. Secondly, if you're going to invite people on your show, why would you then throw them off if they have a different viewpoint from you? What do you want? People to come up there and just parrot what you think? Then what's the purpose of having people on the show then? Like, you could just sit up there and just basically talk all by yourself. Or is it that you only want people on the show that agree with you? Did Kendrick Perkins deserve that? He asked his opinion and he gave it. That's all he did. That is all he did. He didn't accuse anybody. He didn't harm anybody. All he did was give his opinion. I'm not really sure the message ESPN is trying to get across with all of this. I don't understand what these guys are doing. But Kendrick Perkins being thrown off of that show, I thought that was absolutely disgusting. And let me just quickly say this, because I forgot it in the other video, and I want to quickly say it here to Brad Stevens. Brad Stevens is another one that's up there acting like as if he lives on the moon. He's another one. You're up there talking about it's disgusting what people are doing. Brad, where do you live? I almost spoke Italian. Dove vivi? Where do you live? You're talking about people are making disgusting speculations. Maybe if you handle the situation a little bit better, maybe people wouldn't be doing that. You guys played a role in it. Because you just released his name, you refuse to release anybody else's name. And then you're shocked that people are up there speculating. And this is not something they would just do they will do it for anybody. You're not unique in the situation there. And you're sitting up there talking about it's not right. What who's the one that put the information out? Who's the one that did it? Obviously, people are going to speculate. How about addressing the role your organization played in creating this public mess? How about that? It's not just Ime. He deserves whatever he has come because he was being stupid. He was being stupid, and it's a lesson to everybody out there. Just avoid it. But please spare me with the virtue signaling. I'm disgusted. It's unbelievable, the BS that people are doing. Where do you live? What earth are you on? What earth are you on? And my final point is this. Newsflash to Malika and whoever else agrees with that. Men are human beings too. In case you forgot, we are human beings too. Thank you, and I'll catch y'all on the next episode. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Peace.